GTA 6, the game in which players just can't stop talking about. It is now the most hyped up open world game to be released, and yet Rockstar have not announced it. It is fair to say that the game is in the works. We have seen a couple different interviews with Rockstar where they even tell us that the next game to be released by the studio is going to be GTA 6, and that it is in early development. But this does not mean that it's coming anytime soon, and that is exactly what we're going to be going through in this video. 6 reasons why we're not going to be seeing GTA 6 anytime soon. Before I do get into the video though, if you do want to see any more content from me on the other channels, whether it be YouTube channels or the Twitch channel, links to everything can be found in the description down below. But getting back into the video, 6 reasons why GTA 6 is not coming anytime soon. The first reason, GTA 5 is doing really well. It makes no sense for Rockstar to give up on a very good thing just to rush into the next version of the exact same game. Rockstar even announced recently that GTA 5 had a record-breaking year in 2020. And we see this in a newswire in which they released. It says GTA Online shattered its own records once again, with more players than any previous year. It also goes on to say that Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 also broke records for video views in 2020. So why would any game company in the right mind give this up? Now there will be a point in the future when Rockstar does hit the limit. The things that they want to do just can't be done within GTA 5 due to updates that they've released before, and there could even be a clash. This could be due to limitations with the engine that is back in Grand Theft Auto, or maybe the feature that they want to add is already similar to another feature already within the game. But no matter what the reason is, that's when they can make the decision to move it to Grand Theft Auto 6, where they can start with a completely clean slate. But as of right now, Rockstar want to push content to Grand Theft Auto 5, and they have not hit that limit yet, as they are bringing out bigger and much better updates than ever before, which is reaching a much bigger audience. It's also fair to say that with the current updates that are being pushed to Grand Theft Auto 5, it is actually a very good time for Rockstar to test out new things, different types of content that could test the players, or even different types of content that could test the development team. One rumor that we have, and we will be talking about this again a bit later, comes from the Kotaku interview that was released in 2020. It talks about 18 months after Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar has made big cultural changes. This was the article that gave us the first confirmation that GTA 6 is in early development, and that it will be the next major title Rockstar will be releasing. But how it links to the point that I'm trying to make is from this quote right here. One plan that management has laid out for the next game, a new entry to Grand Theft Auto series, is to start out with a moderately sized release that is then expanded with regular updates over time, which may help mitigate stress and crunch. Players believe that this means we will have a hub world within GTA 6. With future updates, Rockstar will add new islands around it. And this sounds very similar to a previous update that GTA just had, the Cayo Perico heist, where we did get a whole new island. And some players are linking this back to Rockstar testing the development team with new content planned for GTA 6, and they're currently doing it within GTA 5 to make sure everything runs smoothly. Now we don't know if this is true specifically for the previous update, but it makes sense for any game company to prepare, to test things out. And this also brings us on to point number 2, the second reason why we're not getting GTA 6 anytime soon, and that there is more content planned for GTA 5. With the success of the Cayo Perico heist, the biggest update to date, Rockstar have announced that they're looking forward to the future updates, with a similar mindset bringing in some of the features that they used for the previous update into future updates. Now we haven't got a clue what the next update is or when it's coming out, and I'm not going to throw speculations in this video, but a key point here is that Rockstar are planning for future updates. We keep hearing in interviews Rockstar saying with future updates they want to create content that appeals to solo players as well as players who play co-op. So with this point, it doesn't matter what content is coming next, it's just the fact that there is content planned. Why would you plan any type of content for the foreseeable future if you are just going to be changing it to GTA 6? And whilst this planning is in progress, GTA 6 will not be released during that time. And this also goes into the next point where you can combine future updates, because we will be getting a GTA 5 next gen release. Later in 2021, we will be getting an expanded and enhanced version of GTA 5. This was announced in the PlayStation 5 showcase in 2020. Many players saw the Rockstar logo and believed it to be GTA 6 being announced, only for Rockstar to bait us and for it to be a GTA 5 re-release on next-gen consoles. This announcement has been heavily memed and even disliked. The trailers on both the Rockstar and the PlayStation YouTube channels have more dislikes than likes. The PlayStation trailer is in fact awful, with 71,000 likes to 213,000 dislikes. And the reason for this player reaction is because a lot of players believe Rockstar are milking GTA 5. This is now a game that has been released on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. And players believe it is time to release the next version. But despite all of this backlash, Rockstar are obviously not going to stop production of the GTA 5 re-release. This is still going to be released on next gen, and in that time, Rockstar are not going to announce GTA 6 when they're clearly trying to push a GTA 5 next gen release. Announcing GTA 6 before the GTA 5 next gen release will just lead to players seeing the next gen release and putting it off because they would much rather wait, save their money for GTA 6. Why would you buy into something that has no longevity? Because as soon as it comes out, you put your money in, you get 1 or 2 updates, and then GTA 6 is now out. You might as well just use the backwards compatibility to carry on playing, even though it is limited to 30 frames per second and it hasn't been optimized for the next gen consoles. With the GTA 5 next gen release, we have already done a video here on the channel. If you do want to see that, there will be a link in the description down below, as well as there will be a card on screen. It goes over all the latest information that we have, which includes the character transfer and also potentially a change in game engine. So if you do want to see that, link is in the description down below, as well as there is a card on screen right now. Moving on to the next point, Rockstar are taking a much more relaxing approach to releasing games. We did talk about this briefly in a previous point a bit earlier. Let's go further in depth with this. Rockstar are taking a much more relaxing approach. In a Kotaku article that was released in 2020, we see that Rockstar are taking a much more relaxing approach to developing games. This comes from the backlash that happened with the Red Dead Redemption 2 release in 2018, with crunch time and a huge amount of sexual harassment allegations. Rockstar has supposedly gone through a change since the Red Dead Redemption 2 release. Their priority has been much more relaxed according to this article, making the studios a much healthier and happier place to work. And a key point to this is the scope, and this can be managed in one of 2 ways. The first way is by lowering the scope of the game, so there's less work to do before the release. And this links back to the quote that was actually said within that article and the one that we read out earlier. The other option is to still have a decently sized game, but now spread it across a longer period of time. This will result in not stressing out employees with tons of work to do in a very short amount of time, which is the release of the game. It's also fair to say that whilst Rockstar were trying to make and implement these changes, this did affect the workflow, and I'm all for it. Despite players wanting GTA 6 now, the change is a good thing. Making the Rockstar Studios a much healthier and happier place to work can only be a good thing. And if the cost is that we do have to wait a bit longer for games to be announced and for those games to follow up and be released, then I'm all for it. The last thing that I want is to be playing and enjoying a game which is at the cost of someone else's health or even happiness. Even if Rockstar didn't care about the staff and didn't care about the crunch time, and they were just to announce GTA 6, we're still not getting it anytime soon. And this is where we look at the previous AAA titles that Rockstar have released, and we can see when the game was first announced, when it was finally released, and then work out the difference to see how long it's going to take on average. So with GTA 4, it was announced on the 9th of May 2006, then released on the 29th of April 2008. The difference being 23 months and 20 days. From this, we have GTA 5, which was announced on the 25th of October 2011. The release was on the 17th of September 2013. The difference being 22 months and 23 days. Fast forward into Red Dead Redemption 2. This was announced on the 18th of October 2016. The release was the 26th of October 2018. The difference here is 24 months and 8 days. Now, I'm not going to be going through every single game. This is just a couple out of the selection. And as you do work your way back through all the different games that Rockstar have released, you'll see the difference between the announcement and the release gets shorter and shorter and shorter. But this does mean on average for the recent Rockstar games that have been released, you're looking at around a 2-year wait. And this is just looking at the previous announcement dates to release dates. Now, as going off the previous point with Rockstar making a change, they could also make a change in this area. What I mean by this is that they could be trying to be more prepared. They've lowered the scope and now they're not going to announce anything unless they know for sure that they're capable of releasing it on that date without the employees having to go through any crunch time. On the other hand, what it could also mean is if something does go wrong, To avoid any employee crunch time, Rockstar just won't hesitate to delay the game. We can have way more delays with GTA 6 when it is finally announced compared to any other game that's been released before. But both of these outcomes are down to complete speculation from me. All we know for sure is that we could use the data from the previous games that have been released by Rockstar and see the announcement date, see the release date, and work out the difference to get the average time of release. So this does mean that even if Rockstar was to announce GTA 6 right this second, which is not going to happen due to other topics that we've just covered in the previous points, but hypothetically, if Rockstar was to announce GTA 6 right this second, due to the announcement and release date average, we're not going to get the game until 2023, which is a very long wait. And this brings us to our final point of why we're not getting GTA 6 anytime soon. And it's because they're getting free earned media. Earned media, or it's also referred to as earned content, is any content written about you or your business that you haven't paid for or created yourself. Rockstar haven't spent a penny, but yet there's so many players that have built up hype for GTA 6. There's even been times when GTA 6 has been trending on Twitter, and it obviously isn't because it's had an announcement. It's because players are already hyping up the game. And why would Rockstar stop this? They can easily drag you along and you'll build up the hype for an unannounced game, giving Rockstar free publicity for when they do finally announce GTA. This can come in the form of leaks and rumors, but more than anything, speculation. A good example of this is what we had recently. Just look at the GTA 6 Super Bowl ad speculation. This is exactly what happened. Back in September, The Weeknd dropped a special music video for his smash hit, Blinding Lights. The animated video is billed as a TikTok experience and features tons of flashy billboards filled with different messages. And it doesn't take an eagle-eyed fan to notice that it does say GTA 6 trailer. And this fueled some speculation that The Weeknd is in collaboration with Rockstar Games. This then eventually leads to a Super Bowl speculation ad when we find out that The Weeknd is putting on an extra long halftime show. And this led players believing that The Weeknd was also going to announce GTA 6 with Rockstar in a collaboration with the Super Bowl. This was blown up massively. Anyone that was covering any type of news over GTA 6 did push out articles on this, did push out videos, did push out tweets, did just push out content. But here's what really happened, and it's something so much simpler. The music video features comments from the previous video that was released, and someone simply put GTA 6 trailer in the comment section of that video. That comment got selected to be part of the music video as it was plastered on the billboard. So the GTA 6 trailer comment was actually from a fan and not actually a collaboration between Rockstar, The Weeknd and the Super Bowl. Now that the Super Bowl is over, we can all say that GTA 6 was not announced. But this is free advertising and hype. This is also why Rockstar at no point will come out to say GTA 6 isn't coming anytime soon, because they know that this is very powerful advertising that they could use to their advantage. They can let you just type in GTA 6 in comments, tweets, DMs, even protests, and this is advertisement for a game that is not even announced yet. This also saves them a lot of money later. They can even go as far as just playing with the fan base by putting hints to GTA 6 in GTA Online updates when actually nothing's happening. But this is way more than enough for players to see that little hint, speculate, and blow it way out of proportion. But anyway, this is 6 different reasons why GTA 6 isn't coming anytime soon. It is extremely unlikely that GTA 6 will be announced in 2021 due to other content that Rockstar wants to deliver to their current games. And even by some crazy 0.001% chance that goes against business and marketing, Rockstar does decide to announce GTA 6, due to the average time of the announcement to the release date, it suggests that it will be around 2 years away. So in the meantime, my advice is just to enjoy what we currently know about. Enjoy GTA Online if you're playing through it. If not, you can play through other games to keep you occupied until this game does finally get announced. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.